I'm Mrs. Wolliver, and today is Mrs. Wolliver Day. Are you ready for a story? Okay, today my story is called Jungle Fair, but it was written and illustrated by my son, Chase Wolliver. When he was in 5th grade, he wrote this story and drew the pictures. I hope you enjoy it. Back to the story. One day, Pedro was looking in the paper. He saw that the Jungle Fair was in town. "Wow," said Pedro. "What is it?" asked his mom. "The Jungle Fair is in town," he said. "May I go?" "Sure," said Mom, "but you have to take a buddy, and you have to be home by 6:30 p.m. The next day, Pedro decided to take the new girl next door. Her name was Paula. Pedro walked next door and invited Paula to go with him to the fair. Paula's mom said she could go, so Pedro and Paula walked to the fair together. When they got to the fair, there was no one in line. The gates were just opening, so Pedro and Paula walked right in. Pedro wanted to ride the roller coaster, but Paula wanted to play the games first. They played lots of games. They started at the hoop shoot. Then they played ring toss. And Pedro even won Paula a teddy bear in the balloon burst game. Pedro still wanted to ride the roller coaster, but Paula wanted to go on the jungle jump. So Pedro and Paula walked to the jungle jump. When they got to the jungle jump, there was no one in line yet. They got to jump for an hour all alone and had a great time. When they got done jumping, Pedro still wanted to ride the roller coaster, but Paula was hungry. Pedro took Paula to the food court to get pepperoni pizza for lunch. They took their pizza and lemonade and sat in the shade. After lunch, Pedro still wanted to ride the roller coaster, but Paula wanted to go on the Ferris wheel. The line to the Ferris wheel was also pretty short. Pedro just knew he'd be on that roller coaster in no time at all. Round and round and round they went until suddenly the ride stopped. Pedro and Paula were stopped on top of the Ferris wheel. Pedro heard a voice over the loudspeaker explaining that the Ferris wheel had broken down and that it would take about an hour to fix. Pedro could not believe it. He had waited all day to ride the roller coaster. Now he was stuck on top of the Ferris wheel. Pedro looked over at Paula and smiled. I don't know if I would have smiled. It was 6 p.m. by the time the Ferris wheel was fixed. As soon as they got off the ride, they had to go home. As Paula and Pedro started to walk home, Paula stopped a second. "I'm sorry you didn't get to ride the roller coaster," she said. "That's okay," said Pedro. "Did you have a good time, Paula?" "I had a great time," she said. And Pedro knew in his heart that Paula's great time was all that mattered. Wow, what a story. Now this story, we're going to learn 2 new words today, guys. Selfish and selfless, okay? Someone who's selfish just thinks of themselves, just wants to do things they want to do, okay? No, I don't want to do that, I want to do this, okay? A selfless person is someone who thinks about someone else first before themselves. And that was Pedro. What did he want to do? He wanted to ride the roller coaster. But he took care of Paula first, didn't he? Now, she wasn't really bossy or selfish. I don't think she was. But Pedro, what a good friend he was. He took really good care of Paula.